Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make this My Melody Sanrio charm. So I did count some of the bands and you will need about 36 of the pink that's on here, and then a lot of white. So right here for the bow I used 2 yellow bands. You're also going to need 2 black bands for the eyes and another yellow band for the nose. Right here on this one, I did pastel yellow for the nose and then neon yellow for the bow. So for this design, you're going to need your loom. It can be any loom, whatever you have, your hook, the C-clip, and the bands that I just mentioned. So for today, I'm going to use red where the pink is, but if you want to do pink, the process is exactly the same. I'm just using a different color. So to get started, so this is mostly all going to be double bands, by the way, and if we do single, for the parts where we do use single bands, I'll make sure to clarify. So start with the color that you want for like her hood part. Right here, of course, it would be the pink, and you're going to use double bands and stretch it on the first and second pin of the middle. Okay, so I just switched the angle of my loom real quick so it's easier to see. But now we're going to take that same color and go from the middle to the left, and then do that same thing again, but the middle to the right. And then go down one time on the left and the right with that same color. And then, so once your loom looks like this, we're going to start with the white. So you're going to do, so push that down so you can add more bands, and just go down 2 times with white in the middle. Then go down 1 time with white on the left and the right. And now we're ready to close off the face. If you heard that, my cat wanted in my room. I don't know why, he's always doing weird things when I'm recording. But anyways, so to close off the head, go again from the middle to the left, and then the middle to the right. So your loom should look like this now, and make sure it's all double bands. Then you can kind of push it down if you want. And then we're going to start the body. So for the body, we're going to take the first color we used, which for me is the red, go from this last middle pin that has bands on it, and just go straight down 1 time. Then the middle to the left, and then the middle to the right. Now we're going to go down 3 times on all the rows with double white bands. So again, if you want to, you can push those down so it's easier to place more bands. I just placed 3 on the right, and then I'm going to do the other 2 off camera, and I'll be right back. So now I have the middle and the left side done, and then we're going to, so just for the left and the right, for the legs, go down 1 more time, still with double bands. And then now we're going to make the arms, and you could place double bands here, and then do a capped band here, and loop it down, and then remove it. But since the way this design is, there's bands here, I'm going to do it on my hook, which I feel like would probably be, because it can be a little confusing if you do it on the loom, and then your bands get twisted or something. So to make the arms, just make 3 loops with a single band on your hook, then take double white, put it at the tip of your hook, and slide these 3 loops onto the double bands. And then you can just attach this on your loom. So I'm going to put it on the right side first. Then it should look like this, and you can kind of, and then it should look like this, and you can just kind of pull on it. And then we're going to do that same thing again, but this one we're going to attach on this side. So grab 1 single white band, make 3 loops on your hook, and then take 2 white bands, put it at the tip of your hook, pull it through, or put the loops on, and then just attach that on your loom. And so the way I do it, I just take it off with my finger and then stretch it over, but you could also like use your hook and stretch it on. And then it should look like this. And then before we move on to the head, we're just gonna finish off the body pretty much. So on the last pin right here, on the left and the right, we're gonna do a triple capped band, which is basically what we did on our hook earlier, but this time we're doing it straight on the loom. So put the band on this pin and stretch it out, twist it to a figure 8 shape, put it back on, then do that one more time. So twist it and put it back onto the pin, and then you can see we have 3 loops. Then just do that on the other side. And then now place a triangle right here with a single band, and then right below it. And then for the last triangle, we're going to make, you can't really see it much, but I did add a little tail. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is basically the same as how we did the arms. So do 4 loops on your hook with a single band instead of 3 like we did earlier. So see, now it's 4 loops, and then take a single band, but we're going to turn it into a cap band like this, and then do the same thing that you did earlier for the arms. Just slide those loops onto that double looped band, and then put both sides of the double loop band on your hook so it looks like this. Then take a single white and put it on the tip of your hook, pull that band, the double looped band, onto it, and then technical difficulties, but anyways, so this thing we just made, you're gonna place that like you would any other charm. So the next triangle, place it sorry, on these 2 pins below the 2 triangles, and then just pull it up like this. So now have then place it like this with the tail part in the middle. And I'm so sorry for all the background noise, by the way. But now I'm going to show you how we do the ears. So you could do this on your loom, but because we're basically just doing single chains but with double bands. So make 3 loops with a single band on your hook, and then take double bands, put it at the tip of your hook, and then I normally like to, when I do stuff like this, stretch it out with my index finger, and then just slide those 3 loops on, then put it where both ends of the 2 bands are on your hook. What we just did, we're going to do 2 more times. So put 2 bands at the tip of your hook and pull them through the previous double bands. And then so one more time. So just put double bands at the tip of your hook. Okay, sorry for all that background noise. My brother's taking a shower, and we have a dog in his kennel, and he was like whining because someone's got here. But anyways, so this is what it should look like on your hook, and then we're just gonna attach it basically how you'd attach the arms, but we're gonna do it on these 2 pins. So I'm just kind of stretching it with my fingers, but just do whatever you do to attach it, and it should just look like that. Then we're going to make one more ear, so make 3 loops on your hook with a single band, and then put 2 bands at the tip of your hook and slide the 3 loops on. Put the other end of the put the other end of the 2 bands on your hook, and it looks like that. And then just make 2 more links, but with double bands. Okay, so I just went off camera a second, so this video isn't too long. But so once you have the cap band and 3 loops on your hook, just attach it on the pin across from the other one. Now we're gonna do the eyes, or actually first we're gonna do this part. So to do that, just take the hood color, which would be the same color we just used for the arms, or not the arms, but the ears. Make 3 loops with a single band and pull through 2 bands. Gosh, I keep mixing up what I'm talking about. So you just put 2 bands at the tip of your hook and then slide those 3 loops on. But instead of putting it back on our hook and placing it on the loom like a single chain link, we're going to place it on these 2 pins where there's white for the head. So it should look like this, and now you have this extra little layer with a cap band. Then we're going to do that again. So make 3 loops with a single band, put 2 bands at the tip of your hook, pull the cap band through, and attach it like this. And however you attach it, whether you use your hook or your fingers like I did, it's gonna look like this. So you don't have both ends on just one pin. You have one end on this pin and then the other on the next one. So now I'm going to show you how to do the eyes. And so for this, I'd recommend pushing down the bands on the side. And then with a single white, see there's 3 pins with bands on our loom right now for just the head. So on this middle one, do 4 loops. So right now I have 3. I'm just going to do that one more time. So it's exactly what we did when we placed cap bands on the legs, but instead of just doing 3 loops, we're doing 4. So you can do it 4 times like I just did on that one. Or one thing I do for 4 loops sometimes, you can put it on the peg right here, and then twist it into a figure 8 and put it back on. And see, now we only have 2 loops, but then grab those 2 loops, make sure you have both, twist them, and put it back on the loom, and then that will double it, and we have 4. So now take a single white band and place it over the 2 pins with the black bands, but also place it on the next pin in the middle, right like that, to make a triangle. And then make sure this white one isn't overlapping with your black ones. And then we're gonna just loop on those black bands onto the white triangle. Mine fell off, but I can I should be able to save it. There, and it's gonna look like this. And don't worry about the nose. We're gonna add that when we're looming, and I'll make sure to say when we do that. But now your loom should look like this, and we're completely done placing bands, well, besides the nose. And we're gonna start looming from the body. So you can start at any side, but if you want to, but first we're gonna loop all the bands that go up on the body. And so just start in the middle, grab the 2 bands, and just loop it to the next pin up. Then now go in this pin, grab these 2 bottom bands, pull them up, and then now in this pin, loop those next ones up. And now we're done in the middle for the body. Now for the legs. So first, since there's the cap band there, and it's all the same color, just so I can see it better, I just pulled it down the double bands right here so it's easier to see what to grab. But just go inside the 3 loops and grab the bottom double white bands. And now, so it's really easy to go in the triangles in the middle, but for this one we have to really make sure we're going under them. So the white triangle right here, if I can get my hook in, push that back with your hook. See, I'm inside of it, and then grab the bottom 2. So if you've made the triple single bracelet, that's basically what you're doing. It's just with double bands. Now I'm just gonna do that same thing that I just did, but on the other side. So if it helps you, you can do what I just did by separating the 2 bands from the cap band, and then it's easier to see what you need to grab, which is the 2 bands. Then now your loom should look like this, and we're going to loop these red ones. So make sure you push back everything, including the arm, or else your arm won't be loomed in, and it'll probably fall off when you take it off. But so see, make sure you're pushing back the bands of the arm too, and grab the bottom red bands. So sorry, I'm kind of blocking it with my hook, but see, and then there can be some tension here, so if you have kind of weaker bands, just go kind of slow. But now we're on this pin, just push that back, everything, and then okay, so I just went off camera for a sec because this was taking too long to grab the right ones I needed. So I'm going to show you what I did. Just so all these bands on the pin that are already loomed, just try to kind of push those up as much as you can without them falling off. And then sometimes also it helps to look from the side, and so you can like see better what you need to grab. And then this is another area with some tension. So to make sure your bands don't snap, I'm just gonna kind of move them in a circular motion to kind of slowly pull them out. And then once you have it loomed, you can just release the tension by putting your hook in, and then like circling your hook around the pin. Okay, now I'm gonna loom the head. So grab the top 2, and those are going to be looped diagonally to this pin, and then grab the next 2, those are going to be looped diagonally to the pin on the left. Then this last one we have will go up, but before we loom it, you're going to take the band color you're using for the nose. Make 3 loops on your hook with it. And then, so I just removed these 2 white from the pin, but before you place it up here, slide these 3 yellow loops on and then place it. Then it's going to look like that. And if they're like separated a little bit, we'll just adjust it once we pull it off. So don't worry about that. Now in the middle right here, this pin, grab the bottom 2, loop up. And on the sides, there is quite a bit of layers. So just be careful so your bands don't break, and make sure you go under everything. So push back these white bands you see and that red one we placed. Grab the bottom 2, completely pull them off the pin, and loop them up. So for these ones we placed, we're just completely ignoring them, but still make sure you go under them. So, and then up here, just loop forward. And now I finished this side, and now do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you push back everything, grab the bottom 2, completely remove them from the pin, and place them forward. And then once you have all these ones going up loomed, we're going to close off the head. So I'm going to do the right side first. Push back all these bands so you're left with just the very bottom red ones, and just loop them to the center pin. And then do the same on the other side. Push back everything and loop it to that same pin in the center. And now we just have these last bands that were the first ones we placed. Make sure you go under everything and grab both of them. And again, this is a tension spot, so just go slow so your bands don't snap. And then once they stretch enough to loop them on that pin, just place it forward. And now take your C-clip, or if you don't want to use a C-clip, you can grab this bottom part, I hope you guys can see this bottom part of the last bands we just loomed, and pull it over, loop it over, and then this one that's still on the pin, pull it tight. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a C-clip, and if you're using a C-clip, just push up these bands. Sorry, it keeps going out of focus. And then with your C-clip, just place it on. So I just went on the left side, and make sure it's on all of those bands. And then I'm just removing it, and it's gonna look like that. And now just remove everything. So just go kind of slow so it doesn't, and so nothing breaks. And then I'll be back when I'm done. So this is what my charm looks like straight off the loom. And then remember that this side with the yellow nose for the yellow band for the nose is the front, so you're going to want to make sure everything on that side sticks out. So just pull on the legs and the arms, make sure everything looks right, and then you can even adjust, kind of pull up the cap bands for these ones on the side. And now we're going to add the bow. So to add the bow, take 2 bands of whatever color you want, and So this first link on the ear that you see on the front, so just put your hook through those 2 bands so it looks like this, and then take your 2 bands for the bow of whatever color and put them on the tip of your hook and just pull it through. And then you can just adjust it to how you like. And now you have a finished My Melody. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!